If you're tired of the standard business and marketing fundamentals, frameworks, and funnels, you need a little mischief. Get ready to turn up the volume on the CEO Mischief Maker podcast, where you access conversations with seasoned business owners who have smashed through mindset barriers, innovated the standard boring business and marketing playbooks, and executed future-paced strategies with bleeding-edge tools and tactics to micro-fail their way into massive success and growth. We are Mindset Impact Strategic Catalysts helping innovative entrepreneurs focus. We are CEO Mischief Makers. Ready to make a little mischief? Hey, CEO Mischief Makers. Welcome back to the conversation. MKJ here. And if you've listened to the first two episodes in this series, then you know where I'm going next. You know I'm going to talk about strategy and tactics. And here is the framework that I'm using for this particular part and for this entire business model that I'm creating. And there are two books that, if you haven't read them yet, I would highly encourage you to read them. Number one is The Marketing Rebellion by Mark Schaefer. This is the book I've given all of my mastery members for their understanding of this conversational design. And then the other book is Play Bigger. Okay. I'm telling you, Play Bigger is the way to go when you are trying to create some of these niche focused markets. It is talking about categories and creating a new category of business. It gives lots of huge business examples like an Apple or an Amazon and all the ones you already know and love well. But now we're taking this down to the micro level. And I hope you are able to join me on this Marketing Rebellion Play Bigger framework, because this is where we're headed. So I'm creating a new category. I'm absolutely creating a new category. And what I'm doing is I'm merging SaaS, and you already know this new definition of SaaS, software as a subscription, and I'm merging my first love, which is conversational design, and the whole LEAP formula that I use: listening, engaging, adapting, and persevering. And you can opt in. You can go to my website and opt in for exactly what that framework looks like, the LEAP framework. But for right now, let's stick to this merging of those two worlds, the merging of the software world and the marketing conversation world. Okay. What I need to do is educate the market on why they need this new thing and why I am perfectly placed to provide the solution and be the most human-centered company in this world. And just bear with me a sec, because I'm going to take you through exactly what that means. Because if you're like anyone else who's been on social media, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, everyone and their brother's uncle is using DMs to sell. They're jumping into DMs and they're immediately going from, hey, we just met, to, come on, buy my thing. You've heard it before. They're trying to immediately get you to marry them. That whole concept. They're still missing that middle piece. So what I'm doing is I'm ethically on social media starting that relationship process with DMs. Now, I have the automations done, and it can be completely automated on any social media platform. And we're not talking the spammy bots, all the Twitter bots that Elon's getting rid of, and all the Facebook bots that that Zuckerberg and his team's getting rid of. We're not talking about those. We're talking about you as a human looking at your network on social media and finding the people that are perfect for your solution, and then starting a relationship, not starting a sale. I hope you understand the difference between those two. So I'm merging those two worlds, the automation world and the conversational world. So we are allowing subscribers to use conversational style to automate DMs and organic outreach and responses. So let me take you through some of the examples. I've alluded to them in the last episode. If you listen to the innovation episode, I'll take you through a few of these examples. So the first one, let's automate finding qualified podcast guests for your show. So we're going to start with your suggested friends list, like I said last time. And we're going to look at if you are in that world, which if you're not, why are you starting a podcast in something completely different? If you have no friends in your Facebook feed at all that are doing or involved in the thing you're starting your podcast on, I encourage you to think about that. We go back to the niche to pitch that I've done, and I can also give you free access to that. That's another tool that I have and I use with all my students. Finding a profitable niche. And it starts with something you love and something you know about. So if you have no friends at all on Facebook that are in the niche that you are serving in your podcast, there's a disconnect. This won't work for you. If you have friends in your Facebook feed, in your friends list on Facebook that are in the niche, in the discipline, in the passion that you are offering for your podcast show, then this will work perfectly for you because their friends probably are also involved in this. And that's what you're maximizing. You are opening up your lead generation to the friends of your friends. That's what it is. So you're going to start with your suggested friends list. You're going to gather all those people because that is a perpetually updating list. It is not exhaustive. There is no end point because think about it. How many friends do you have? And most of us have thousands, right? And out of those, they have thousands. And every single one of your thousands of friends has thousands of friends. The list ultimately will be exhausted, but it won't because we are continually expanding that list, continually getting new friend requests, right? So you will need to cull or edit your friends occasionally because you will reach the limit if you never, ever do that. That's another conversation. So you are going to look at your friends list and you are going to gather all of those people. You're going to go through and go, oh yeah, this is a great person for my show. Oh no, that's not really the right person. Oh, this is a great person for my show. Oh no, that's just a friend of my son, right? You will see, and you will very clearly be able to see which ones you want to invite to your show. And then you can send a friend request. The automation will do that for you. Send a friend request and automatically send your DM. That whole process is done. All you have to do, I wouldn't give this over to a bot or an appointment setter, is to determine whether those people would fit your show. That's all you have to do. All right, that's one. So let's say another example. And before I get onto that other example, I'm going to get into the tactics. In this software, I can actually have drag and drop building blocks. If you're familiar with any of the softwares that I've already mentioned in the last 2 episodes, ManyChat, GHL, ClickFunnels, right? Lead Pages, MailChimp, Drip, ConvertKit, right? Any of these softwares where you can actually drag and drop, or you have like a mind map of steps in the automation, then you will be familiar with this tool because that's exactly what it does. It has it's a conditional logic framework. You start here, then once that happens, you go to the next thing, which is here, and this can have 2 different options. If you find it or you don't find it, then you go to 2 different branches, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what this process is about. You're going to take building blocks, and each of those blocks performs a different action, whether it's to go look at your friends list and download all of the profile links and names. Then the bot's going to go and open each one of those profile links and look for more data, like their website, their email address, their info or bio, whether or not the page is running ads. That's another bot that I've got, an agency bot. I'll talk about in a sec. So the automation is going to go do everything that you would manually do when you're looking to see if this person would be a good guest on your show. Okay. All right. So now let's go to the next example. And you want to grow your Facebook group. It's going to do similar things that the podcast guest bot did. And it's going to actually find your friends, download those, and you are going to qualify them based on whether or not they are qualified for your podcast group, or for your Facebook group, right? Same concept. You're going to automate pitching yourself on a show. That's a little bit different. You're not going to use your guests or your friends list, suggested friends list. You're going to go search for a specific niche on Facebook in the search bar, and you're going to take that URL, put it in the bot, and the bot will automatically collect all of that information, from all the pages or the people that are part of that niche. And then you're going to look and qualify those. And then the bot's going to automatically send your request, friend request, and your DM. So we're getting into the details of how this works. And I'm telling you, this is what's fun for me. If you are also like me, it's fun for you. But if it's not fun for you and you just want this task done, then we got you covered. No big deal. But can you see that you now have a strategy to use these task bots to make your life and business so much more productive and streamlined and just plain easier? And you can also have a strategy with these software tools. I mean, the strategy to use these tools to create your own task bots, solving automation problems for specific tasks, solving automations for specific tasks. Or you have a problem as a user and you want to subscribe to a particular task bot to help you build your own process to make your life easier using someone else's software. That again, you don't have to hire them for high touch, high ticket customization. You have low touch, it just works, low ticket subscription that actually provides value that will allow you to grow your business. Think about how many leads for your Facebook group you would have if you had this automation working for you and you didn't have to hire a group of appointment setters to go out and do this for you, or hire an agency that had their own massive group of outreach people to do it for you, or you didn't have to spend money on ads. Either way, it's money. Either way, you're paying appointment centers, you're paying an agency, or you're paying ads. This way, you're paying a low monthly subscription that does all of the same things for you without any of that high ticket, high touch. And no, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I have, especially in this process. Someone who just does not know my business like I do. They just don't. So there's always going to be people who don't match. They just don't. I don't have to worry about that anymore because I am the end of this process. I am the one who qualifies. Now, here again, as you grow, if you want to delegate that to someone on your team who does understand, who qualifies, then that's all you have to do is send them into the data table that was all collected of all your Facebook suggested friends and say which ones qualify. It's going to take them, okay. Before, if you did this manually, it would take you hours, at least 2 hours a day, doing what this task bot will do in the matter of 10 minutes. 2 hours of manual process crunched down into 10 minutes. And that includes you qualifying. If you want to delegate that to someone on your team to take 10 minutes and qualify while the bot collects all that data that would have normally taken 2 hours, then you can. If you don't have a team, you don't want to, you don't have to. But the point is, you are no longer paying high ticket for the amount of time and energy it takes to do this manually. You are paying low ticket for an automation to do this all for you. It is a beautiful thing, and it is the future of SaaS. I hope you join us. It's so much fun. Okay, hold on. If your mindset was shifted, you were inspired to innovate, and you were spurred into action, don't just move on with your day. Focus, my friend, and take a few minutes to visit CEOmischiefmaker.com to learn more about the value that was shared with you today. Please act now and create some CEO mischief of your own.